What's up, guys? This is Pastor John, and this is 5-Minute Fridays. On 5-Minute Friday, I take a question from my Wednesday Instagram question and answer session. You can find that at Pastor John Vazquez on my Instagram. And I actually just expanded to Facebook, so if you have me on Facebook, you can find me there also. And I take a question and I answer it more in depth. Well, as in depth as you can answer in 5 minutes on this YouTube channel. So here's my question for today. My question for today is, how has it been dealing with different people's personalities as a pastor? All right, so this is a heavy question. I said recently that I think the biggest challenge in being a pastor is being able to keep yourself focused on where you're going and motivated on yourself. And I think this is challenge number 2. Like, dealing with different people's personalities is just insanely difficult. The difficult part about it is you have to be the pastor to all of them. There are people who are just very tough, exterior people who are very hard, very closed-minded. You have to be their pastor. But then you also have to be the pastor to the people who are very kind and loving and very friendly. And you have to love them all the same. And you have to work with all of them the same. I akin this very much to having multiple kids and dealing with multiple kids who have different personalities, which I obviously don't know yet because I only have one kid. I'm working on it. So the issue with dealing with people's personality is that, number one, it takes time. Like, you don't know when you start as a pastor, you don't know how everyone's going to react. You think you do, and part of your pastoral gift will help you figure out how you should deal with certain people, but you just really don't know, so you have to really get to know people. This, of course, was a benefit to me when I came back to Mount Sinai to be a pastor, because I knew some of the people, so I already knew some of people's personalities, and I knew what I was expecting. Whenever someone new walks in, it's always difficult because you have to get to know them and you have to know how their personality is, and that's going to help you figure out how to deal with them. So it takes time to get to know people. The second thing is, it takes practice. Like the first time I pastored in San Diego, the first year, there was people that I lashed at that I should have been mellow with, and there was people that I should have been mellow with that I was crazy with. And the thing is that I didn't know any better. Now in my 8th year, going on my 9th year of pastorship, I'm a more experienced person, and I know when I need to use tact and when I need to be very stern and when I need to be very strong. And that's not to say that I don't make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes I still do. But I've learned a little better, and I know which people need which type of reaction to certain things. As a pastor, you never want to offend people. You never want to hurt people's feelings just in spite. You want to always try to treat people with respect and with love and compassion. But there are times when you're going to have to be more authoritative, and there are times when you're going to have to be a little bit more pressing, a little bit more stern. And then there's other times when you're going to have to be merciful. And you're going to have to know the balance between the two. And people's personality very much defines that. And so you, as a pastor, you need to get to know your church and get to know your audience. This is why it is of the utmost importance. My spiritual father told me when I was growing up, he told me that a pastor should always smell like sheep. And what he meant was that if you're a pastor, you have to be a pastor of the people. You have to mix with them and speak to them and know them and understand them. And I think that is the key to figuring out people's personalities. If you don't mix in with the people, if you don't get to know them, if you don't visit them, if you don't talk to them outside of church, you'll never know how these people react to chaos and trauma and difficulty. And then how can you pastor them if you don't know them? So there's very much this aspect of getting to know people and knowing how to work with what they already provide. So as a pastor, you have to get to know the people. It is of the utmost importance. A preacher comes in, he doesn't care how the people's personalities are, because he's not going to have to deal with them. He drops the word, let the word do its effect, and walks out. As a pastor, I have to deal with their day to day. This person, if they're angry at me today, they'll be angry at me tomorrow. They'll be angry at me the next day. And so I need to be able to calm them down when they're angry, sort it out, fix it, because tomorrow I'm going to see them all over again. And more than likely, they're going to be with me for a couple years. And hopefully, God willing, they're going to move on only when they're ready for the next stage of their life. And so as a pastor, it's very important that you learn to balance out people's personalities. I highly suggest, if you have the opportunity to take some psychology courses, do so. If you can learn about people's personalities, what characters are like, how people's temperaments work, do that. Because all of these things will help you become a more effective pastor. So I hope that was a blessing. If you want more information about this, or you feel like you're a young pastor or an older pastor, and you're struggling with dealing with people's personalities, I'm here. We can share knowledge together, and hopefully we can help each other out. If you like this video, if it was a blessing to your life, please like, subscribe, share. We are trying to put out new content all the time, and hopefully it blesses your life in an amazing way. So till next time, guys, this has been Pastor John. See you soon.